Hello, friends. Welcome to Gratitude Hour. Let me just fix my autofocus. There we go. I'm just setting myself up here. All right. Well, thank you and welcome to Gratitude Hour. Thank you so much for being here, those who are watching live and those who are watching on the replay. I really appreciate you being here. It's Easter Sunday, so I don't expect a great showing of people, but I hope that some people pop up and hang out with me here on Gratitude Hour. I know that a lot of people are busy this long weekend, and it's actually quite quiet where I'm living right now. It's a long weekend here as well. And I live in, I guess, what's called cottage country. And nobody's up this weekend. I love it. It could also be because of the weather, because it's pouring rain outside. Pouring rain outside. All right, let me just fix myself up here. Get all my stuff ready. All right. Okay. So, as I said, welcome to Gratitude Hour. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rain, and I'm really happy that you're here. Gratitude Hour is a place where you can land in a safe spot to have a friendly chat and an interesting discussion. We always count our blessings and appreciate everything that we've been given. So welcome. You're always welcome here. Chloe's Crystals, hello. Happy Easter to you. Is your name Chloe? I'm going to call you Chloe. Oh, I love your avatar. You're so cute. Welcome, Chloe. Happy Easter to you too. All right, Chloe, thank you for being here. I didn't do my hair today. I actually did my hair today. I don't know if you've been following, but I have a broken finger and my roots were really showing. I've been in a cast for 2.5 weeks now, and I dared to do my hair today, and I did a good job. It took like twice as long as it normally would, but oh my gosh, that was something else. Trying to figure out how to do your hair. Welcome. Do you celebrate Easter? Whereabouts do you hail from? Or should I say grammatically, from whereabouts do you hail? Right now, it is actually hailing. It's a mix of freezing rain and snow. It's the maritime weathers, you know. Central Texas. Chloe, I feel like I know you. I feel like I've seen you on a different live stream. Central Texas. Just the way you wrote Central TX. I feel like I've seen you on a different live stream. I can't place it. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I am feeling a lot better, actually. I went to the hospital again last week to see the doctor, who is just gorgeous. He's got blue eyes that are, they go on forever. And he took my cast off and he looked at my finger. I thought it was the most gruesome thing I've ever seen in my life, but he said it's doing really, really well. Now, he's been doing this for 15 years. He's a plastic surgeon. That they do hands when there's emergencies, so it's not like I have to pay for it or anything. But I have to remember, he's been doing this for over 15 years, seeing this probably every day of his life. I've seen this once. So even the nurse said, she was like, wow, it's really healing well. I was like, good, because it was crushed, you know, like I crushed it. They had to rebuild it with pins and it was horrible. Yeah, it was nice, you know. It's nice to have someone fun to look at when you're ailing. All right, so usually I start Gratitude Hour with a little bit of an exercise. Feel free to do this if you'd like. I'm just going to put up a little bit of a visual. It's like a new tradition that I'm doing. I start with this exercise where I play something nice, a beautiful visual that you can look at, or you can close your eyes while I'm speaking. And it's only 2 or 3 minutes long, but I'll let you know when the exercise is over by asking you to open your eyes. Or like I said, you can just focus on the screen that I'm about to show you. Okay. Now the screen's going to go blank just for a moment. Always does that. If I can get this shared. I wish YouTube could make things a little easier sometimes. There we go. Okay. So let's just relax a little bit. Let's take a few deep breaths. You can take a long inhale and hold it at the top just for a few counts, and then try to exhale for longer than you inhaled. This is called box breathing, and it actually slows down your heart rate and it relaxes you. So I'm going to do that 3 times. Okay, so we're nice and relaxed now. I'd like you to think about the last time that you helped somebody. But I'd like you to think about helping somebody without expecting anything in return. This is a form of altruism, which means you're helping another person without expectation of reward. So think about the last time you were altruistic. How did that make you feel? And maybe you could also think about the last time that someone showed you an altruistic behavior. Did someone hold a door open for you? Did someone let you take the parking spot instead of them? Did someone selflessly give you that last piece of pizza so you could eat it when they really wanted it? Why don't you think about that just for a few moments while you're breathing? How were you altruistic recently? And was someone altruistic with you? And how did that make you feel? Now, if you have your eyes closed, you could open your eyes and just slowly shake yourself out and just really come back to the moment. And if you'd like to share in the chat something that you've done that was altruistic, helping someone without the intention of anything coming back to you, or if that happened to you, please feel free to share that in the chat because we'd love to receive it. Hi, Blackjack. Happy Easter. Thank you for being here. I don't really celebrate Easter, but it's nice to have a quiet, long weekend, you know? And Blackjack, this is Chloe. Chloe, this is Blackjack. Welcome, my beautiful friend. Oh, I was just telling Chloe, let me just unshare this. There we go. I was just telling Chloe that I have a new cast on. I went to see Dr. Blue Eyes on Monday, I think it was, of last week. And by the way, Blackjack, I didn't have the guts to tell him he looked like Josh Lucas. I got all shy all of a sudden, so I didn't say anything. Chloe, last week we were talking about how he looked like Josh Lucas, the doctor, and that I might say, oh, you know, you look a lot like Josh Lewis. Oh, he's easy on the eyes, but, you know, flirting, but I didn't have the guts to do it. So he opened it up, he looked at it, and he said it's healing very well. Put the cast back on, and I have to go see him in about a week and a half or so. He's going to pull the stitches out. and he said he wants to move one of the pins, but not necessarily take it out. So I don't know. I think I'm going to have to wear the cast for probably well into the month of May. But he told me if all goes well, the next time I see him, he's going to put a removable cast on so I can finally wash my hand. I don't even want to know what it's like under there. Oh, gosh. I didn't notice a ring on the finger. I did look. I did not notice. I know. I can't believe it. It's healing. It's healing, but. And I had to get back on the wagon. I had to split some more wood. So took out the sledgehammer, split the wood, kept my hand far away this time. Chloe says, sometimes it's hard when others aren't appreciative, but I try to remind myself that sometimes people can be a little unreceiving of love, but it doesn't lessen the love or the act of the heart given. That's true when it comes to being altruistic and helpful, because I'm going to discuss why helping others can really help ourselves. And sometimes when we help others, if they don't receive it well, it feels bad, even though our true intention wasn't to have them react to it. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like doing something kind for someone without them knowing. Whether they receive it well or not, we shouldn't be concerned about that because it's the act of us giving. Having said that, that's words. In reality, it does feel bad when people don't receive your help, when you just really want to help them, you know? I've been in that situation before. Chloe, you probably don't know this. I don't know if you know this or not, but I had a husband who took his life last May. And so I'm okay. I'm doing okay. I'm not saying that to gain sympathy or anything, just to let you know. He was in a position where he had many mental health challenges, and I tried to help and I tried to help and I tried to help, and not, well, I don't know if it was truly altruistic, because I guess in wanting to help him, I wanted our relationship to be better. So it was something that I did to want to help him genuinely, but also something that I did to try to help us get back together and be healthy. But he did not want to receive my help whatsoever. So I can relate to what you're saying, that, you know, they're a little unreceiving of our love, but it doesn't, you know, it's the act of our heart, and that's what we should be concentrating on, even though it does sting a little if people don't receive our love, you know. So da 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 da, my friend Jackie is here. Jackie's Crystal Moon, guys. Chloe, Blackjack, you probably know Jackie. She's my friend from Ireland. Jackie, I'm so happy you're here. Not working today because it's Easter, right? I guess. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, Chloe. But I really, really am okay. I dove deep into the grieving process, and I'd been grieving things for much longer than that. So I'm in a good place these days. So yeah, Jackie. I'm so happy you're here, Jackie. Are you celebrating Easter, Jackie? Yay, I got hearts. Okay, no, thank God she's not working. Just back from an hour power walk. Good for you. You wouldn't catch me outside today. It is hailing, raining, and snowing off and on all day. If I don't lose power, it will be an Easter miracle, I think, if I don't lose power. And look at the cup I've got, Jackie. Jackie's a fan. My friend Nick gave me this. She sent it to me just before the finale on New Year's Eve so that I could drink from it watching the finale. Jackie says, we had a lovely dinner in my sister's house, about 25 of us. Oh, wow. A lot of noisy children. 25 people. Egad. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Yeah, Stranger Things. I still miss Eddie. But I'm just going to talk Stranger Things for a second. Please don't stop watching. I promise I won't talk about this for a long time. But I go to a grocery store named Costco, and there's a guy who works there, and he looks like Eddie, who is a character on Stranger Things. He's an older guy, and we got to chatting a little bit. So now I'm calling him Grocery Store Eddie. Every time I go, I get to see Grocery Store Eddie. Oh God, the hand is much better, Jackie. Thank you so much. I think today is the first day that I didn't feel that sort of electric shock pain in it. But the doctor said that was a good thing because that means the nerves are rewiring themselves or doing something in there. He said it's better than feeling nothing, right? But I noticed that if I sleep with my hand over my head, it's so much better the next morning. But when I do that, I have pain here. So I've got to find a happy medium. I don't know. I'm trying to do stretches, it's hard. Yeah, I saw Grocery Store Eddie. Every time I see him, I'm going to talk to him. And at one point, I'm going to say, you look like the character Eddie from Stranger Things. And I know, Blackjack, I've said that before, that I'm going to tell my doctor he looks like Josh Lucas. So I'm all talk, no action. That's what it comes down to. Blackjack says, we had rain and snow flurries this morning and wind gusts this morning as well. Oh, yeah, it's... where did you say you used to live in the Eastern Townships? Are you still in Quebec? I can't remember. We have similar weather in this sort of, I'm in New Brunswick, central New Brunswick. So I get a lot of the maritime weather and the hurricane tail ends of the hurricane. We don't get that bad, but the winds are sometimes very strong here. But yeah, it's a mix of crazy weather today. It's weird because it was when I woke up, it was all icy out there, and now my driveway is a swimming pool because of the rain. Northeastern Ontario, okay. That's nice. That's actually a nice area. Is that still the Laurentian Mountains, I think? I thought about moving more towards, what was it called? Hawkesbury, down, Hawkesbury. Is that near Haliburton? Hawkesbury, because I used to go from where I lived to the liquor store in Hawkesbury, because in Ontario, when I was living in Quebec, Ontario had a greater variety of booze. So I used to go there. Jackie says, years ago, I saw a fella like Vin Diesel in a pub and asked for a photo. They played along, friend acting like bodyguard and requesting payment for a pic. That's funny, Jackie. Oh, gosh. Oh, the Algonquin Highlands. Oh, that's a beautiful area, the Algonquin Park area. I've never been there, but I really wanted to go. There was a time when I had been planning to do a cross-Canada road trip. I had, this was a long time ago, I still had 2 dogs, but they were small. They were pugs. And I was going to buy just like a minivan or something like that, or a Dodge Grand Journey or whatever they're called. And I was going to fix it up into a little camper. And I figured my dogs would be fine because I could carry one in each arm. They were that small. But just as I was sort of putting the plan together, one of my dogs developed kidney failure. So he had to be on special medication and near a vet. And so I put those plans on hold, and I never followed through with them. One of the places I wanted to go was through the Algonquin Park area and visit that whole area. I think it was called Huntsville is where I was planning on staying during that trip. But yeah, so, I wanted to talk today a little bit about altruism. And, whether we believe in religions or not, today is Easter. And I was just thinking, I believe that Jesus existed, of course. I thought, he was a great man. I don't know if I have all the beliefs that Catholics and Christians have, but, Jesus came to save humanity from sin, to reveal God's love, and to provide moral guidance to people. He wanted to offer eternal life to all who believe. So he was altruistic in his giving. He wasn't giving to get something back. So I just thought maybe we could talk a little bit about altruism and reciprocity. So I'm going to put up a little bit of a visual here. But before I do that, I'm going to say, hey, girl, hey. Hi, Allison. Oh, you're late. You thought it was 2 your time. Oh no, I'm in Atlantic Canada, so I'll have to send you some kind of reminder. So nice to see you, Allison. Great that you're here. So I was just going to put up a little share screen. It's going to go black for a second, like it always does, my friends. Because I wanted to talk about how we help other people to help ourselves. And in doing that, I just wanted to say, you know, altruism is when you help someone else without expecting any reward. And that's why I was thinking of Easter and Jesus and helping other people and how we can help ourselves to feel better. And, you know, when you're altruistic, you're not even expecting a pat on the back. And true altruism is about selflessness. It's unconditional. You help because not that you're going to get something in return, but simply because someone needs help, right? And on the dark side, altruism can be very risky. For example, if you see someone being attacked and you run to their aid, you risk getting attacked as well. So this is a true altruistic act, but it can also be very risky. But I'm going to talk about just the type of altruism that we can do on a daily basis, you know? And it's important to distinguish between altruism and reciprocity. Reciprocity is more of a you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours kind of deal. It's still helpful, but it implies a bit of a trade-off. And both of these are valuable, but altruism stands out because it asks for nothing in return and it gives so much. You know, you've heard the saying, it's better to give than to receive. And for me, I always say it's the gift of giving because I like to give rather than receive. I like to give gifts. I like to help people. I like to give compliments. I like to take care of people. I'm very nurturing in that way. And in giving, it's a gift to me. It makes me feel really, really good. As long as I don't step into people pleasing, then I'm good, you know? So, oh, Nick's here too. Happy Easter, Nick. Did your kids get all their chocolatas? The Easter bunny showed up this morning, and I think at 7 o'clock your time, Nick, her little boy woke her up. It's like, oh my God, look. And he couldn't stop talking about the Easter baskets full of chocolate. Oh, I miss that. I miss that. The days when I believed in the Easter bunny. I should believe in the Easter bunny again. Maybe he'll show up with some chocolates. Oh. Oh my gosh. So nice to see everyone here. So, right. Okay. So I wanted to talk about, let me just unshare this screen. I just wanted to talk a little bit about something altruistic that I did in the past week. I don't have any examples of reciprocity, but I have an example of altruism where I helped without expecting anything in return. A lot of you would unfortunately experience sometimes birds fly into your window. It happens more, I think, in open spaces, but I'm not sure about that. Maybe it happens in the cities as well. I'm not too sure. But a bird flew into my window 3 days ago. Oh, and I want to share a screen with you here because on most of my windows, again, it's going to go black. I'll be right back. There we go. In most of my windows, I put these things up. These are decals. These are actually, this is the photo from Amazon where I bought these decals. They're on all of my windows in the front and they're on my side windows, but my back windows are really, really high up. And I would have to take out the 16-foot ladder in order to put the decals up. And I'm not ready to do that yet. Even last summer when I didn't even have this, I wasn't ready to do that yet. But they're beautiful decals, and it does help the birds stop smashing into the windows because I get a lot of birds here. So, excuse me, I saw we heard this thump. I was in bed with the dogs and I was reading, and I heard a thump, and all the dogs ran to the window. And I got up and I saw there was a little feather on the back window, and I was like, oh crap. I got dressed and I went outside. And I always bring a face cloth with me because there have been instances, sadly, where the birds, they break their necks so they don't survive, right? So I went around the back and I'm looking for this bird, and I saw it on the ground lying there, and I got sad because I thought, oh no, it didn't make it, you know. And then I saw it moving its head up and down, and it was moving around. So I took the face cloth and I went under it, and I kind of lifted it up and helped it to its feet. And it sort of was wobbly, and I was trying to hold it from, you know, falling over, because sometimes they just get stunned and then they just need a moment and then they fly away. I've seen that happen many times. And so the bird started walking a little bit, and I took the face cloth off and woo, it flew away. And I was like, "Wah!" It was a little chickadee, but it was okay, and it took off. And I thought, after, you know, when I was thinking about the subject of this gratitude hour, about helping others to help ourselves and about altruism, I thought, yeah, you know what? That's an example of altruism. I went out there to help that bird that needed help without any expectation of anything in return. Clearly, I wasn't going to expect the bird to save my life one day, but that would be nice. But then I was thinking after, I think a lot now, because I am taking some philosophy courses. So I'm on the thinking train, and I'm like, but was that a true act of altruism? Because in the end, I did get something from it. I got reward. I felt great. I felt proud of myself. But then that was a feeling I got after. It wasn't what I was going in expecting to feel. So I think that's an example of altruism that I can give you. Um, Reciprocity, which is you scratch my back, I'll scratch, kind of made me giggle a little bit. It reminded me of the old 50s housewives, you know, going next door, "Can I borrow a cup of sugar?" You know, or a cup of flour, egg, because she has to finish the cake before her husband comes back from his long day at the office, you know, in his architect's office. And I'm thinking of the Brady Bunch, you know, but they had Alice. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. So reciprocity would be if you went to your neighbor and said, "Hey, if I can borrow a cup of sugar, I'll be back later on with some freshly baked muffins." That's reciprocity. Because I think a lot of the times we may confuse reciprocity with something manipulative, but there is that side of the spectrum where people do things to help you because they want to get something from you, and that's manipulative. But if you're practicing reciprocity, you're actually both benefiting from the exchange. If you're practicing altruism, you're helping someone without getting anything back or the expectation of getting anything back. So we're going to stick to altruism and reciprocity today. I don't want to go down the, you know, the spectrum of manipulation today. Enough. I've had enough of that uh, the recent times, talking about manipulation and stuff like that. I'm just going to check out the chat. All right. Nick says, yeah, they're all chocolated out, all the kids, even your son who lives on chocolate. Blackjack says, on Friday, I had 2 snowshoe rabbits chasing each other. They were as white as snow. Oh, those are so cute. I've only seen, here anyway, in New Brunswick, I've only seen a snow hare once. And the only reason I saw it, and it was in the winter, was because it was a while ago. I had a husky. She's passed away since. She noticed it first, and she looked in that direction. And I looked, and I couldn't see anything. And it ran across the road. So that's the only reason I saw it, was because it ran across the road, and the road had been cleared, so you could see some of the asphalt under it. But those things, wow, they're like chameleons, aren't they? Oh my goodness. Ah, I have a nice cranberry vanilla tea going on here. It's an herbal tea. It's actually quite nice. You know, I'm bored with my beverages, friends. Are you? I'm just bored by them. I like to drink decaf coffee, and I make a nice one every morning. And once in a while, I'll have one in the evening. But other than that, I mean, I don't want to drink fruit juices because of all the sugar. I've cut down on my wine consumption, so I don't drink wine that much anymore. The water from my well, it's got this yucky flavor to it because I have iron bacteria in the water, which is not dangerous. It just kind of leaves an orange slime on everything, and it has a sickeningly sweet taste to it. I've tried sparkling water, but it gives me heartburn, so I'm just out of ideas. I have all these herbal teas, but they're not calling to me lately. You know, I'm just bored by my bevies. Okay, Allison says, I've learned to just watch and wait. Sometimes, thankfully, they are just stunned. Yeah, that's always the hope, that the birds are just stunned. Like, it's awful. I feel terrible for having windows, you know, but I try my best. Another thing that helps is if you put sheer curtains on the windows with those decals, because then they don't see a reflection as much, and they don't think that they're flying into, like, you know, I have trees all around the house, so on sunny days the trees reflect in the window, so they think they're going into the trees, you know, and that's when they hit the windows. But with the decals and the shears, that's cut down big time. And now I have to get the courage after this to go up and put decals on my back windows too. Birds flying into the windows are the worst. I know, Allison. Uh, Nick says, we have a snow hare that lives in the barnyard, always trying to get into the barn. I guess, sorry, I don't have my glasses, so I have to squint. I guess it's after the hay in there. Oh, yeah, maybe, eh? We have so much snow, it must be hard to find food. Yeah. But you have rabbits too, don't you, in the barn? Do the hares want to mingle with the rabbits? You guys, I'm just going to go get my glasses, okay? Talk amongst yourselves. Be right back. Or BRB. Let me just get my glasses. How's the fire doing? Okay, I'm still good. I haven't feed it yet. These are new glasses that I bought myself last month or the month before. I used to have these old glasses that were falling apart because I need glasses to drive and to see distances. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to get glasses that I really like. So here they are. Check it out. Check out my glasses. Now I can't see in front of me here, but now I can see. Oh, I can't even see the chat. That's how bad my, what am I, nearsighted if I can't see far? That's how bad it is. I actually can't see the chat. It's too close. But you got to see my glasses. All right, let's see. Allison says, I'm nursing an injury, so I was not able to get together an Easter basket for my son. Yes, he's a young adult now, but we've always done an Easter basket. I now have to send it from the post office. Oh, that's cute, Allison. You know what? Maybe I should make Easter baskets for all the dogs. And I'll put things in there that I like to eat and say, oh, no, this is no, too spicy for you. Oh, no, no, this is too fattening for you. Oh, thanks, Blackjack. You know what? This year I decided I'm just doing what I want. If I want to get big ass 80s glasses, I'm getting big ass 80s glasses. If I want to chop my hair off and dye it blonde, that's what I'm doing. If I want to sledgehammer my hand, that's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm being totally sarcastic, obviously, there. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, we're doing okay. You know what? It was 28 degrees in here before with the wood stove going. I'm just going to look that up in Fahrenheit. "28 degrees is 82 Fahrenheit." That's how it was, how hot it was in here with the wood stove. I was complaining to a friend of mine that it was like summer in here, and then in the summer I'm going to complain that it's too hot. And she's like, well, I know some people with wood stoves who actually have to open their windows. So I have the windows open upstairs, and it's helping because it's a little toasty in here. Yeah, I know. 28 with that wood stove because I have a small cottage and it's not very well placed here. You know, like this way, the front door is right here. The kitchen is there. I'm in the living room area. And this tiny little, it's a tiny stove. It's not standard size, but it's still a big stove for this area. And beyond the curtains back there, that's where the back room is. And I usually have a fan going to heat the back room, and it does it really well. It moves the heat very, very well, but it's very loud, so I turned it off for gratitude hour. But normally it pulls some of the heat into the back room, which is really nice. I've cut my power bill almost in half in the past year, and I'm really happy because they just raised the rates again. Oh my goodness. I'm sure they raised the rates in Ontario too, right? Nick and Blackjack, you're both in Ontario. It's horrible. How are the prices in the States, Allison and Chloe, if you're still here? Is it outrageous? The gas prices too? Gas was $1.78 a liter last week when I went to the hospital. My friend Ivy, who lives in Australia, told me she's paying $3 a liter for gas now. Oh my God. Thank you, Allison. Thank you. Yes, I had to. It was crazy. And yeah, I'll just say that. It was crazy. It was unmanageable. And I had to find ways to be frugal. I had to. So I stopped using the air conditioner. Everything's on power bars and gets turned off when I'm not using them. I don't heat during the day anymore. I started heating with wood this winter, and 2 cords of wood cost me $600. I haven't even gone through 1 cord of wood yet, and we're March. So $600 for at least 2 winters of heating. The power bill would have cost me like 4 times that amount for the heating, electric heating. So that was the biggie that I cut down. But I also got rid of my deep freezer. I put it in the basement and it's now a storage space. It's storage. And anything that I want to preserve, I either use my pressure canner, my water bath canner, or I have a dehydrator that I don't use that often. Or I have my little freezer above my fridge. But I refuse to use anything that I don't have to use anymore. Everything is unplugged when I'm not using it. Even things like, my lamp next to my bed, the power bar is off all day because, even when things are plugged in, you're pulling power. You're pulling power. And I read a statistic that you could save $100 a year just by turning things off. My washer and dryer are unplugged when I'm not using them. What else can I tell you? There was something else. Okay, that's just my cat. I thought the wood had fallen, but Blackjack says, yeah, the power companies, they're bandits. They have to pay for all the nuclear power stations they're upgrading. When I lived in Quebec, it's the lowest power rates because they own the hydropower in Canada, right? It's Hydro-Quebec, it's hydropower, and it was so much cheaper than it is here. And Nick says, our hydro is more expensive than Southern Ontario's. Yeah, you know what? My hydro is higher than the cities. If you look up on your power company's page, you might be paying rural rates. I'm paying rural rates, and they're higher than if you live in the city. And another thing to look out for is the peak hours. They'll tell you what it is on their website. The peak hours, you're being charged more for your electricity. So that's another thing that I do. And it works for me because I usually, before this happened, I get up at 4 in the morning and I'm in bed by 8. The peak hours here are Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. So typically I wouldn't use any power between those hours unless I had to, like I put my kettle on if I want a coffee or something, but I'm not doing laundry during the peak hours. I'm not running my little tabletop dishwasher during the peak hours or vacuuming or anything like that. And even light, if I can, I keep all the lights off during the peak hours too. It does make a huge difference. And Allison says, I'm fortunate as my heat is tied into my rent, so my power bill is not bad, but DTE, which is the power company here, the cost has gone up very recently. Yeah, everything's going up. Oh, hi. Oh, is that Elizabeth? Oh, hi, Elizabeth. The more intuitive me is Elizabeth, guys. Welcome, Elizabeth. Nice to see you here. Did you notice the new do? The new do. And Allison says, power costs more between 3 and 7 Monday through Friday. Yeah, it depends where you live. For here, it's 2. The morning hours and then the evening hours when people are getting up and getting ready to go to work and getting ready for school and then coming back from work and all that. That's when they charge you the most, which is criminal. That's not fair. It should be always the same, you know? Elizabeth says, "It's good to see you. I did a double take." Yeah, thanks. Your hair looks amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, I needed a change. We need a change. Let's do it today. I needed a change. I chopped it all off Christmas Eve. I still had the red, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I look like my mother." Pull out the bleach. I used to have this in the 80s. I used to wear my hair short, and I had always had a pixie cut, and I dyed it blonde. And in high school, I had, you know, blue and green and every color of, excuse me, every color of the rainbow. So I like it blonde. I didn't do anything with it today. I did dye it though. I managed to get it dyed with one hand. I don't know how I did that, but I didn't put any gunk or anything in it today. And I haven't had a chance to cut my bangs. They're getting long. But as soon as I have access to my hand again, Elizabeth, I broke a finger. That's why I have this on. But as soon as I have access to this hand, I'm going to be able to cut my bangs a little bit. Okay, let's see. Nick says, "I wish we could go off grid, just solar panels." You know, that's one of my dreams. There's a program here in New Brunswick where the government will pay for half of your home project, home renovation, if you're under a certain income range. And because I am under a certain income range, I was able to qualify for that program. But then I got really lucky and go ahead, sweetie, come on. And oops, she bumped my table here, my dog. I qualified for what's called an emergency program, and they fixed my roof for free. They actually put a new tin roof on my house in 2021, was it? And they spray foamed my basement for free, all because I'm on, you know, I'm on a disability pension. So I qualified for all of these things, and every 7 years you can call them. And I thought, well, you know what? Maybe when in 2028, it'll be 7 years. If I can save enough money, maybe they'll pay half the bill to put solar panels on my house. Wouldn't that be amazing to be off grid like that? Because I could set up the battery packs and everything, or I have an electrician, and I would have an electrician do it. But those battery packs last from 10 to 15 years as long as you upkeep them. And the amount of money it would cost to install a solar system, it would pay itself off in 3 years, I calculated, with the amount of money that I'm paying the power bill right now. So that's something I'm keeping in mind, because that would help in retirement too, to keep expenses low, you know? Allison says, "I do the same thing, Rain. If I'm not using something, it's not plugged into the wall. It may sound crazy, but I don't care." No, it's not crazy. It's smart. It's smart, because otherwise you're just paying the power company for nothing. And I know you said that your power is included, but it's being ethical as well, if you think about it, you know? I knew someone who would just blast the heat for the point of blasting it, and would just plug everything in and leave everything plugged in just because he felt like he could. And he would not recycle anything, and he would run water all the time. And this was my late husband. When he would go into the bathroom, he would put the faucet on for his cat to play with. And I remember asking him, like, "Could you not do that? Because we're on a well that's wear and tear for the well pump. There is a finite amount of water in the well. We do have a good reserve, but there's a finite amount. And also, the water that's coming through has iron bacteria, and it's constantly going through the pipes. Not to mention the electricity that's I have to pay, because I was paying the electricity bill using the pump." And he said he wouldn't. And I remember sometime last year, I heard the water going, and I'm like, "Could you turn that off, please? You promised you wouldn't." And he said, "You know what? I've been doing this for 4 years." And I was like, God damn, you know, that's one of the reasons why the power bill was so high, you know. But, you know, we have to be ethical when it comes to that to, just because we can do something doesn't mean we should. I'm going on a different topic here, but Allison says, I agree, it's criminal. I'm grateful that I live alone and I can do what I need to do around peak hours. Yeah, me too. Me too. Before I couldn't. Before it was always a fight and a challenge and a struggle. And why do you have the lights on in rooms you're not using? Oh, because I'm going into that room. And it was just more of a kind of rebellious attitude, unfortunately. But yeah, now that's why it's cut in half now, is because I really made sure that I have everything only on when I need it. I only use things in the summer. I'm not even going to use the dryer, clothesline for everything. I have those special light bulbs, what are they called? The LED lights that they take up less electricity. There's a downside to those. I don't know if you guys know about this, but apparently the old light bulbs that we used to use, the ones that you would replace and unfortunately throw out often when they didn't work, they had a quality where they were giving off some kind of light that was similar to sunlight, but the good stuff. I don't know much about it, but I was watching, there's a website, Dr. Berg. We love Dr. Berg. He was talking about that one time, I think, how the LED lights have changed that. And a lot of people have suffered health-wise because of that. I think it was Dr. Berg. I'm not sure, but it was interesting. I have to look that up a bit. Blackjack says, we need free energy like Tesla wanted to do. Yeah, hello. And what happened? He got kicked aside. We want Tesla back. Hey, Jackie's back. Yay, Jackie. Elizabeth says, oh my, I was wondering about your hand. I hope it mends quickly. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. It's not going to mend quickly. This happened March 18th. And 2 weeks ago, I had to go to the hospital to have it surgically rebuilt with pins, and they put a wire ring around my middle knuckle, which is going to stay in because I basically crushed it. So he said it's going to be a long recovery, and he's not sure if I'm going to have mobility in that finger anymore, but we'll see. I'm keeping positive about it. I just can't stand this. I want my hand back. I want my hand back. Oh, God. Oh, thanks, Allison. She says, my hair is super cute and very youthful. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Sometimes, I spike it up and then I do this and I put it on the sides or something, but I kind of like it like this. You know what it reminds me of? Was it in Madonna bleached her hair blonde and she kept it short like this and it was flat. She didn't put any product in it. I think it was it in Who's That Girl? I can't remember, but there was a movie where she had it, or maybe it was in the video for Papa Don't Preach, but she had that style. And that's what it reminds me of now that it's grown a bit, because on Christmas Eve, I actually took the clippers and I went, zzz, and I gave myself a buzz cut. So it's grown a little bit since then. Nick says, gosh, that would be nice. Especially winters are brutal. We pay $4.50 on hydro every month. Eek! Nick, that's too much. $4.50, holy crap, holy. That's crazy. But you have oil too, right? You heat with oil, I think? No, wait. You have oil for something, I think. Jackie says we turn off lights as we move from room to room. Yeah, that's smart. And you know what I've started doing too is the back room where I sleep, I don't have a door, but I have curtains. So I close the curtains if I put the heat on in there at night, so I can turn the heat on lower just so we don't freeze or anything, but the curtains keep the heat in there too. So closing doors if you can is good too. Allison says, I still have a power bill. I just don't have to pay for heat, so it's definitely a discount. Yeah, that's good. Nick says, yes, we just switched all our LED light bulbs to old light bulbs. There is an instant relaxation on the eyes when you do that. That's true. That's it. Is it the eye problem when you have the LED lights? Yeah. I bought these, I had these glasses. They were blue filter glasses that I wear when I'm on the computer a lot. And it wouldn't be a bad thing to wear them all day. There's no magnifier in them, and they're not prescription. They're just blue filter glasses. That's what they are. They're as big as my regular glasses too. I should remember to put those on. You remember that? The Madonna? Yeah. Yeah. I think it was in Papa Don't Preach that she had that. Yeah. Nick says Papa Don't Preach. Yeah. Oh, propane, Nick says, yeah. I don't know why I was thinking of oil. Propane, yeah. That can be expensive too. Oh my gosh. Oh, life is expensive, right? But you know what? Let's get back to the topic. Helping people can help ourselves. I just want to check my notes out here. Okay, let's see. Right. Well, I wanted to talk about how helping others can help ourselves, you know. First of all, if you're going through something difficult, or if you're going through a grieving process from any kind of loss, it doesn't have to be the loss of a person or a loved one, or you're trying to heal from something, helping others can be a great way to help you feel better. And we can start with the science of it. It has been proven by science that when you help other people, when you perform acts of kindness, it releases the hormones dopamine and oxytocin. And simply said, very simply said, these are the feel-good hormones. And when you help others, you get what's called the helper's high. This is a real thing. I read it in, was it a science journal or Psychology Today? I can't remember, but it's a real thing. You may have heard of runner's high, you know, when you're running and running and running, and at one point you feel euphoric and you just want to keep going. That's happened to me. I've run and run and run, and I get to the point where I'm like, I'm so exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally. And then you hit that threshold where it's like, ooh, I have a sudden burst of energy and I want to keep going. And it's hard to stop after that because it feels so good. And this high that you feel is endorphins being released by your brain into your body. And it also helps, it also happens when you help people. So just by knowing that you're going to have these beautiful hormones and endorphins released into your body when you help people, isn't that motivation enough to do it? I would say yes. I did a lot of research on this for today, and I read a lot of medical articles and psychology articles, and I'm going to show you a list of the great benefits that you can experience when you're helping people. So I'm going to put up a little slideshow here. Not a slideshow, but just a little slide. So it's going to go black, just so you know, just for a moment. And we have our happy little water ball in there. So these are the benefits of helping other people. You have increased levels of happiness and satisfaction. You have lower feelings of stress and anxiety because you have lowering cortisol levels. And cortisol, which is a good hormone, you're supposed to have cortisol in your body, but when it gets to the point where it's too high, you feel a lot of chronic stress. And then the chronic stress starts the cortisol to release again. So it's a vicious cycle. And high levels of cortisol are really bad for your body, really bad for your body. And, you know, the benefits of helping other people are also that it combats loneliness, and you can build stronger relationships that support your mental well-being. And we talked about loneliness last Sunday. Loneliness affects so many people, but small acts of kindness can help to change that. Little gestures like making a meal for someone or checking in on a friend to see how they're doing. It can lift both your spirits and the person's spirits that you're giving to. And it also fosters feelings of fulfillment and purpose in oneself. Helping others and being kind to others is kind of like an antidote to loneliness. It really is. Another thing that you can experience is low blood pressure, and it can improve your heart health. Now, I read this in a science journal. Oxytocin is known for its emotional benefits, like making you feel rewarded and happy and safe. But it also has the ability to contribute to heart health. It helps in the dilation of blood vessels, and it ultimately supports better circulation. Did you know that? I did not know that. Oxytocin is a great hormone. So we also have the helper's high, that uplifting feeling and that rush of joy. You can also experience increased life satisfaction and increased self-esteem. And when you help others, you often feel a sense of accomplishment. This feeling can really boost your self-esteem. And you start to appreciate your own abilities and your own qualities, and it enhances your well-being. And the best part is, it reinforces your desire to keep helping people. And it creates kind of a cycle of positive benefits for both the person you're helping and you. And you know, this is one of the reasons why I chose to, let me just unshare this screen for you. So those are some pretty good benefits, right, for helping people. Why wouldn't we help people if we know we're going to experience all these great things? And, you know, talking about loneliness last week, there were a lot of people mentioning how lonely they felt sometimes, even in a room full of people, even in their own homes. So that got me thinking about that too, and helping other people, because it's, I don't often feel lonely, but when I do, it's devastating. It doesn't feel good, you know? And with regards to helping other people, I think one of the reasons why I chose to go in a different direction on this channel is to try to help people with their struggles. You know, I struggle as much as anyone else does. I have challenges that I have to deal with on a daily basis, but I find that when I'm helping other people get through their problems, it has a boomerang effect where it helps me at the same time. I read a really neat phrase called research is me search. Isn't that cool? I love that. It's so clever. And it's so true, because I noticed when I started doing my psychology diploma that it was actually helping me get through the grieving process and the process of dealing, the after process, I guess, the after effects of being in an abusive relationship. So it helped me through that, and it helped me to have more profound and in-depth healing. And it helped me get through the 5 stages. It really, really did. It's amazing when you start helping people how it does help you along your own healing journey and your own struggle. I was gonna say struggle journey. We don't wanna have a struggle journey, but sometimes that's what it's about. Ellie Faye, be careful. Oops, you're on my microphone. There we go. So, my friends, what are you gonna do to help someone? Are you gonna be altruistic and help without the expectation of rewards? Are you going to use reciprocity and have I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine? What are you going to do? We have to help other people. We don't have to, but it just feels so good. Don't you guys agree with that? I think it feels amazing. A little bit. It's Sunday today, so I'm going to be doing laundry outside peak hours. So, did I lose you guys for a second there? I had something pop up on my screen saying that my internet was slow. It is pouring rain, so it's possible that my satellite is not as quick as it should be. Can you let me know, guys? Am I still with you, or did my internet die out again? Okay, Nick, you just said, I do agree, people and animals alike. What are you agreeing to? Sorry, I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, thanks, Allison. I'm here. Thanks, Nick. A little glitch, thought it was me. Oh, no, I don't know. I had a pop up. This happened 2 weeks ago, too. It popped up and it said, your internet is, oops, we seem to lost your connection or something like that. Helping feels good. Yeah, Nick, I know. You know me. In one ear, out the other, even things that I'm saying. I can't remember what I said 2 seconds ago. But yeah, what did you say? You said people and animals alike. Yeah, if we help people and we help animals, it feels good. It makes you feel better. And now that we know the science behind it, that it releases oxytocin, which helps us to feel better, helps us to feel more safe and connected. And it also helps to with the blood circulation, all those great things. It lowers cortisol levels. Let's start helping people. Let's do it. Let's help people. Oh my goodness. All right, friends, I'm going to say goodbye. We've talked for about an hour now. I am so grateful for everyone who came by today. Really, I'm very grateful. And I'm burning up because of this. I'm just a hunk of burning love. Burning up from the rest of the wood stove. I have to feed the fire too. because I want to keep the fire going the whole day, but I have to get that fan going. Nick says, with my kids, I turn into the manipulator. You do the dishes, I'll take you skating. Well, that might not be manipulation. That might be reciprocity, because if they do something for you, you're going to do something for them. So don't label yourself a manipulator. I don't think that's manipulation. Blackjack says, winter is a tough time for single people with depression. Good to get hobbies or read. Have a great day. Oh, yeah. I spent yesterday reading in bed a library book. I loved it. I'm reading through the Lincoln Lawyer series because I want to watch the series. So I read the last book yesterday and I could not put it down. So everyone, thank you so much for being here again. I'm super happy that you all came by on Easter, and it was so nice chatting with you and seeing your beautiful avatars and hearing your beautiful words or reading your beautiful words. And we'll see you next week on Gratitude Hour. And I think, well, no, I have the week off. I don't have to go to the hospital this week. Thankfully, I didn't want to leave the house. So this will be the same next week unless something happens. But we'll talk about something interesting next week for sure. And if you guys have any topics you want to talk about, just go to the description of my channel. I think my email address is there. You can always write to me if you want. So happy Easter to everyone. And thank you again for coming. We'll see you next week. Take care, my friends. Please be well. Love to you. Tap, tap, tap. Love you guys so much. Talk to you soon. Bye.